Hey guys, AnimeWestReacts here. Gonna be reacting to One Piece chapter 1151, titled That's Enough, I Got This. I've got this. So yeah, Yamato's pilgrimage continues. Sumo tournament in Hakumai, Yokozuna Sukune. Urishima's big brother is sent flying. So yeah, we got Yamato throwing the dude out of the ring. Alright, getting into the chapter. Oimo says, please snap out of the captain's I don't even know what word just tried to come out there. Elder Jarl is the world's oldest warrior. He's a living legend. We've always looked up to him. He says, yeah, you said it, Kashi. But the elder we all idolized is just a broken old man now. That's why it's up to us to put him out to pasture, and after that, we will reign as kings. Elbaf has no need for idols or gods. It is time to call forth a new era of war, an age ruled by the strong. And the giants say, how can you say that? This isn't you. What the hell happened to you guys? One of them is saying, stay back, Kashi. They flipped. They're not the same people anymore. They become pitch-black demons right down to their core. Kashi says, no way. And there's a Tallman gets flipped. And it says, damn it, I'm stuck. It says, no way. No, wait, stop. I don't want to flip too. And we see them like flipping like Othello pieces, or however you say that game. That's what it. Othello, or however you say it. But yeah, Tallman says, I feel amazing. And it says, Tallman, you. They say, fall back. We're in a bad position here. It seems the enemy took down Gabon too. And they say, what? They say, no way, that's impossible. Ripley says, wait for me, Colin. And she thinks Yasan was. She says, Mama's coming to save you. And we see Branch 8 says they're devils now. The giant warrior pirates have become complete demons, and that makes all the children think of devil. Think devil, or Nightmare Fisher starts spawning devils, because all the kids are fearing devils. It says, rise up, death means nothing to you. And so we see the ghost gets back up and like fixes its head. And it says, wahaha. It says, that's right. Time to wake up, come to life. Eldaf's nightmare will never end. Okay, that is not what I was expecting to see. But yeah, Killingham's hybrid form, he says, things are heating up. No holding back now that a certain someone's shown up. Rampage to your heart's content, my dream demons. Elbaf this is your doing. You brought these monsters into the world. So yeah, Killingham was weirdly prettier than I was thinking. That's what surprised me. Saint Killingham, mythical dragon fruit model Kieran, hybrid form. So yeah, Nami says, is it me or are there even more of them now? Jinbei says, things have really spiraled out of control. And so yeah, Usopp yells, Master Dory, Master Broggy. Says, this is your homeland. The hell are you doing? Open your eyes. He says, how can you bear turning into something with no pride at all? And then yeah, got some giants saying, damn it, we can save the children. No wonder Saul failed to stop them. The kids are guarded by monsters and invisible thorns. And then the moms yelling, Binti, Ilva. Says, as if I could pass out now. I swear I'm coming to save you. Just wait for me. And Yasan says, or it's not Yasan, Summers says, my lord, how far are we to take this? And then Killingham says, the board is already covered in our color. These nightmares are made of pure malice. If we let them rage, they'll eventually destroy themselves. And he says, Emu/Gunko says, press on until it shatters. And so they say, until what shatters? And then Gunko says, or Emu says, the spirit of Elbaf. Had Harald not blundered in that crucial hour, this nation wouldst long have been beneath my rightful dominion. So we go a few minutes earlier to the realm of the dead, meeting back up with Chopper and Yasan falling. Chopper's thinking, I jumped without thinking. Yeah, he yells it again, I jumped without thinking. And he's like, wait, I gotta stay calm. I can do this, I can do this. Can't let him die. And so yeah, he runs like really quick to get under him. And then uses guard point. And says, we see somewhere else, says, if you want to hear about it, get on your knees, Harden. It says, you killed my father, Loki. Loki's like, he was my dad too. And he says, and look what you did to your own parent. And then someone says, stop it, Harden. And says, hey, Chopper just fell down. And they say, huh, I heard a noise, but did you see him? And he says, nah. And Loki's like, you're right. Something definitely just fell down here. It's just past that ridge. Luffy says, wait, how did I know it was Chopper? Someone's with them, but they're hurt. And Sanji says, something serious must have happened if they fell all the way down. Not down. They fell all the way from the Sun Realm, and then Zoro says, let's go find them right away. Whew, says, hey, Gerd Goldberg, is there anything you want us to fetch on the way? Like someone's head or some jewels? And so, yeah, he says, there's something I want. And Gerd says, no, Loki, we're not going to set you free. And he's like, no need to be so serious. And then Denden Mushi rings and says, hello, Loki. And he's like, whoa. And he's thinking, Mosa, I'm busy. Let's chat later. And Mosa says, I'll be quick. I have my hands full here, too. I just have one thing to say. And he's like, huh? Fine, just keep your voice down. And then it says, earlier I didn't get the chance to tell you before, but the truth is, it looks like I'm not going to be able to use a transponder snail for a while. And Loki says, what? Did something happen? And Mosa says, at first I was just scared, but before I knew it, I found our conversations becoming a calming experience, and I wouldn't trade them for anything. That's why I wanted to thank you again. And Loki's thinking, what is this? Is something happening to you? And he says, you didn't. Or he's thinking, you didn't. That nasty business didn't crop up again, did it? And then Loki says, it's okay, don't worry about... Or Mosa says, it's okay, don't worry about me. And Loki's thinking, is that place... And then says... Mosa says, thank you for everything you've done until now. He says, hey, wait, hey, Mosa. And then they hang up. He says, damn. And then he yells at Gerd, saying, what are you looking at? And Gerd says, it's nice to know that you somehow found a friend to lean on in the realm of the dead. And then, yeah, Loki's like shocked, says, don't you dare tell anyone. And then the others get back, says, Gerd, you have to treat him, it's Yasan, he's severely wounded. And she says, huh? And then Luffy says, so this old-timer's popular around here, huh? Good job saving him, Chopper. And he says, what? It was nothing special. Praising me doesn't make me happy or anything, you jerk. And then, yeah, Luffy says, what? This old man, you're saying he was on the Pirate King's crew? That means he was on the same ship as Roger and Rayleigh. Served as one of the Pirate King's wings alongside Dark King Rayleigh. He was probably their third strongest member. And they're like, what? Zoro says, he really was a big shot pirate then, huh? No wonder he was tough. And then, yeah, Luffy's like, so Shanks must know him too. And Harden says, he just moved. I think he's trying to say something. Yasan, what is it? He's like, I was second. You couldn't let the comment slide. And says, Yasan, I'm glad you're awake. What could put What could put a man like him in this condition? And Chopper says, "That's right. Things are bad up there, Luffy. We need you. We need you guys. They've taken the kids hostage. There's only a handful of enemies, but nobody could even Nobody could even make them budge. A bunch of enormous monsters are running amok too." And then it says, and on top of that, and then Emu's lightning hits, or his hockey shows up, or hits, and says, they say, or yeah, Scopper says, "Hey now, this hockey is," and Zoro and Sanji are like, "Huh?" Gerd screams or like shrieks away and shrieks, and they say, "This is." Goldberg says this is, I think, Goldberg. I forget. I think Goldberg's the one with the shield, but that would not be this guy then. But yeah, Hardin says, "Everybody, we need to get to the lift to the Sun Realm right now. Elbaf is in danger." Luffy says, "Chopper, that's enough. I got this." And Loki's laughing, saying, "What could be the source of this ridiculous burst of hockey? Dog, haha, you guys really will need my power now." It says they're finally ready to go. So yeah, hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you do, appreciate y'all sticking around. Leave a like on it, sub the channel, hit that notification bell. And yeah, I don't think there's a break, but nope. See y'all next week in that case. So, later.